I'm Kelly Rafferty from the Greater Good Science Center's Bridging Differences program, and I'm so excited to share with you a centering practice from the University of Maryland's Beth Douthirt-Cohen. Beth offered this experience as part of our series of skill sharing sessions called Bridging Differences in Higher Education, research-backed practices that build belonging.
So I just want to invite you all just to take a second. And if you're sitting or standing for this practice, you can sit, you can stand, you could lay, you could sit on the floor. What I'd love for you to do is to have access to ground. So that could be your feet on the ground, for example. Okay. And what we're going to practice is a centering in action. And what I mean by that is, what does it look like? What is your particular pathway between where you are at right now? You did a mood check, right? And a little bit ago, between where you are right now and your center. And so for this practice, you can keep your eyes open. I invite you to keep your eyes open if you're comfortable with that. What you'll see me do is sometimes close my eyes, sometimes keep my eyes open, and that's me finding my path, right, to center. So welcome to this centering practice. We center to be present to what is. Sometimes I know in my own journey, I sometimes have thought, oh, I need to center right now because I'm feeling overwhelmed and I want to push that overwhelm away. But actually centering, what it allows us to do is to hold that overwhelm, to be present with it, right? Or that grief or that exhaustion. So centering is not necessarily to move something away. Sometimes it does, right? Sometimes emotions shift during centering, but we center to be present to what is. We center to connect to ourselves, right? To feel our own edges, to feel our own boundaries, and to be connected to others. To be purposeful. And what is so important when we're thinking about the topic of today's webinar is to have choice. So we center in order to have choice in any given moment. Centering allows us to hold any and all emotions, to stay present with those emotions. And I want you to begin by finding a comfortable posture. You can gently sway or move. Notice what your body needs to let your body arrive in this moment. Our bodies are often a few steps behind where our speaking selves might be. There is no one right way to your center. You're just finding your path to center today in this moment. So as we keep our eyes open or soft, we're practicing a balance between inward focus and connection to your surroundings at the same time. That I can feel myself and this whole Zoom room at the same time. That is possible for me. That I can stay centered and grounded while remaining present in the world. Throughout this practice, you do not need to be still. I just invite you to return to breath as much as possible. We're going to start just by noticing sensations in your body without changing them. The temperatures, the various temperatures in your body, sensations, movement. Are there places in your body that feel closer to you or further away? This is just a chance to check in with yourself. Listen to your body, your emotions, your thoughts, to get curious about yourself. Sometimes we approach our bodies with an element of control or energy of control. And actually here, we're just being curious. You're saying hello. Whatever your body is doing is okay. So often we push past this moment of noticing. We do that to be productive or to move forward or sometimes to take care of others. give yourself that time and space to just notice what is here. And when you're ready, I want you to put a hand or your awareness in your center of gravity. And for most of us, especially when we're standing, but even when we're seated, that's about 2 inches below your belly button. So just bringing your awareness to that pelvic bowl area, right, 2 inches below your belly button. And maybe slowly inviting your breath down into that space. You do not need to force it. You're just inviting it a little deeper. And as we center, we're going to center in 4 ways. Through our length, our width, our depth, and towards what we care about. So we're starting with our length. And what I want to invite you to do is to feel yourself dropping into the ground. Allowing gravity to hold you a little bit more. You can even send awareness or energy into the ground, into the rocks below you, beneath you. And as you do that, I want to also invite you to bring a little bit more space between each of your vertebrae and through the crown of your head, up towards the sky. So you're lengthening the space a little tiny bit between each of your vertebrae. And sometimes when we do this, we overextend. And I want to invite you here just to find a place that doesn't feel like an overextension. A way that you can both be in ground and add a little bit of space and a little bit of lengthening towards the crown of your head at the same time. And one way to think about our length is that it is a metaphor for our inherent dignity. There is not another thing you need to do to have access to this. Right? Breathing in your inherent worth. Feeling how much of your dignity you can feel right now in this moment. And next, we are going to center in your width. And so I want you to bring awareness to your sides, maybe from shoulder to shoulder. You can feel free to do touch if you want. Feel your edges, right? These edges that take care of you, that protect you, your boundaries. You might even be able to feel the energy of your body, which goes arguably a few inches off your body, right? You can feel those that energy and those edges. You can notice the balance between your left side of your body and your right side. Feel the space you take up and gently fill out that space. Width connects us to ourselves, our boundaries, as well as to others. That I can be both in connection with myself and with you all at the same time. Sometimes also with width, we need to unfurl a bit. We've maybe made ourselves smaller, or maybe we've overextended by making ourselves bigger. Either way, for protection. And what is the width that allows Beth to bring breath into center? And next, we're going to center in our depth. And so start by noticing your back body. If it is helpful to you, you can put hand on your back body, below shoulder blades, and low back, backs of leg, back of your skull. What wants your attention? Needs your attention? And one way to think about our back body is to imagine that all your wisdom, all your competencies, the ones you remember and the ones you don't, are all there at your back. The ancestors that believed in you, that sent love to you, the ones you know about and the ones you don't. All your past experiences are there at your back. And as we think about our depth, we next go in between our back body and front body, where all those organs are: the heart, the lungs, the juicy bits, all your guts. And you just put your awareness towards them. And we can think about this in-between space as where you are right now, your present moment. And then we come to front body. And if it is supportive of you, you can put a hand on heart and soft belly, wherever feels supportive to you, and play with pressure. Front body is our hopes, our intentions, where we want to go. And one of the things that we think about in all these dimensions is, do I have a balance here of front body and back body? Where do I need more balance? Where might I be overextending? And depth connects us to where we come from, where we are, and where we are going. And now we're going to hold our length and our width and our depth together as much as you are able to, feeling that dignity, feeling that depth, feeling that width, and bring in what matters to you. Maybe there's a word or a phrase or quiet knowing. It does not need words. If you're unsure, you can gently ask yourself, what matters to me? Who do I love? What am I longing for? And can I let this longing shape me? Shift some of my tissues. Shift some of the ways that I am in this world. And finally, I want you to look around this virtual space at others or the people in your space, wherever you are, each of whom is a miracle. Each of whom has your own longings, your own dignity, inherent worth. And I want you to finish by noticing you are still here, worthy and connected. And feel free to share your mood in the chat box of how you are right now. Again, we do not center to change moods, but just to know what's present for us now.
If you'd like more practical resources for building connection and belonging on your campus, download our free Bridging Differences in Higher Education playbook. It has 16 bridging practices, all rooted in science and real campus case studies. You'll also get step-by-step instructions on how to weave these practices into your courses or your campus programming.